All right, let's see here. Who we got in here? Coach Luna, Rex, John, Nav, Scott, Jesus, Devin, Alexi, Valentino, Veli. I'm gonna go with Veli. Yusef, Julian, Dan, Dana, or maybe Dana, you never know. Denisa, Lydia, Angel, Harut, Hope, Hope's office, Hope's autopilot. There you go. Chris Van Nest, Andrew, Nathan, Jeremy, Mad Hurry, Wayne, Barrow. What's up? What's good? Happy Monday. Happy school hangout. We're gonna have some good things for you today, or some mediocre or bad things. You never know. But it'll definitely be between the worst thing you've ever heard and the best thing, or somewhere in between. So that I can promise you. Dabs for brains. What's up, Dabs for brains? Let me see if I can pull up the school games board real quick. See what we got. Let's see what our winners are at. So here's the agendas, everyone going on. I'll give you the quick scoop. So I will do a little bit of commentary, a little Madden style commentary on the leaderboard. Then Kirby will talk about a new feature release, which you guys will all be excited about. I was excited about it, just heard about it. And then we will go into Q's and A's, or A's and Q's, as the French say it. So let me see if I can share my screen without messing anything up. I did. Here we go. I succeeded. So Nate Belmar still cruising along. Just cracked 6 figures in MRR from last week. I think last week he was at 80 something, and now he's at 100, which is great. And he's still cranking along, which is awesome. Davey got the celebrity system, 17,000. Right behind him with Jennifer is at 17.7. So that might be a game to watch. But overall, the top 10 super tight. Besides Nate, who kind of looks like he's run away with it a little bit so far this month. Like, I mean, between 10th place and second place, you're looking at a $4,400 spread. This is probably the tightest top 10 that we've had since the games have started. So I'll put my future flag on there. I'm gonna call that the last 72 hours of this games is gonna get really spicy. And so it's gonna be really excited to see how you guys are doing it. And I can't wait, because what's interesting, and I'll tell you this just for everybody overall, is that the amount of ways that we continue to see people win the games, it just continues to amaze me how many different models people are doing to drive traffic. And it just shows how many different, monetization. You got people who are doing outbound, you got people who are doing phone sales, you got people who are doing high ticket, you got people doing low ticket. And I also like, if you just look at the all-time leaderboard, the mix of price points is actually very varied. You've got people at $1,000 a month, like Alberto, and then you've got, Ham's at like 120, and then you've got Anime Shreds, I think, at 20, what are they at now? 20 something, I think. What are they at? 22.
22.
Yeah, 22 a month. So you've got people all over the place in terms of price point. I will say this as a quick pro tip for those of you who have very low volume. Everybody tries to get to the things that are like, well, that doesn't scale, before they like make money. And I find that hilarious. So like, you can either be busy or broke. And if you've got time, then you have no excuse not to make money. What I mean by that is, if you DM people and then try and send them your link, hop on the phone, talk to them. Like, it's okay to sell people over the phone for a $30 a month membership or a $99 a month membership. I say this because the first 5 years of my career, I sold people into $99 a month memberships in person. Talk about the least efficient model ever. But guess what you get really, really good at? You get really, really good at selling, and you get really, really good at copy by extension, because you learn the prospect. And so one of the things I think is wildly underrepresented in a lot of business stuff is, and even sales training is, I would rather spend 99% of my time learning about the prospect and 1% about the product. Because if you know who you're selling to, you can say whatever they want, and then all you do is you change the thing, right? You change the thing that you're introducing them to. And I remember realizing this when I was looking at my like webinar presentations over the years. Like, I've done a lot of webinars. And when I stayed in the same markets, I realized that almost the first 75% of the decks were almost identical, independent of what I was selling. Whether I was selling semi-private, personal training, group training, or supplements, or meal plans, or nutrition, I pretty much still spent the first 75% talking about the exact same thing, which is about them and their problems. And so I would rather understand my prospect, my customer, way more than trying to obsess about the product. And I will say that most of the times, and I think I told this story last time, but people only buy because of like 1 or 2 things. And so you most of the time just need to understand what that 1 or 2 thing is, and then just say, yes, we can help you with that. And that's it. And then they're like, done. I'm in. And so it's much more like finding the combination of a lock than trying to say, here's 20 different things that could unlock all locks. Just try and find the 1 or 2 that'll work for them. And the advantage of the sales calls is that you will be able to really quickly prune down your stack in terms of the bullets that exist on your about page to convert a higher percentage. And so I'll give you a fun little tidbit. Like, there's just 3 bullets. There's a million things in Skool. Think about all the stuff I could talk about in terms of features that Skool has. I just talk about 3. So it's like, you get calls with me. If you have questions, programs, which that's what we're about to do. You've got the monthly mastermind with 8 hours. You know, if you price compare that to the things that we could call it mastermind, that's usually like a $10,000 to $100,000 thing, depending on the level of access. And then you've got the platform that will actually facilitate everything you need, so tech is no longer a problem. And so it's like most people hate tech, most people want questions answered, and most people have a value that they ascribe, at least on some level, to having huge amounts of very deep business knowledge specifically applied to their business. And so when I looked at, and this is just from the data you guys are giving us, we're like, okay, well, those are the things that people care about the most. So those are the 3 bullets. Are there other things? Sure, but they'll find that out on the inside. And I prefer to leave room for over delivery. Like if we promise 3 things and deliver 10, awesome, they're not upset. But if we promise 10 and they only use 3, then they might feel like they're not using it, and they actually cancel because you give too much. Kind of crazy. Okay.
This clip was taken inside of the SkoolGames, which is literally free to join. So if you want to talk to AlexHormozi live every week, then click the link in the description and join right now.
54.1% of people who start a paid community in Skool make money. Yes, you heard that right.